Hi everybody, welcome back to the Rummage Workshop. Today we're going to take a look back at 5 of my favorite furniture projects from 2021. If you follow me on Instagram, I do a reel every single week showing the full process that each piece goes through, but there's only so much detail you can give in a 30-second clip. I'm excited to give a deeper look into every single one of these projects, so let's dive right in. Number 1 is this amazing mid-century credenza that I found at a thrift store here in Denver. I was so enamored by the incredible waves in the drawers. Overall, this piece was in great shape, but it was just missing one of the original legs. So I got new slanted legs off Amazon and ordered new modern pulls from goingknobs.com. As usual, I cleaned this piece with a strong degreaser, then filled all the hardware holes and dings with wood filler. After sanding that away, I gave the whole thing a scuff sand and started priming. I then set to work spraying on the paint using my HVLP gravity-fed spray gun. I chose a color this time that was a little out of my comfort zone. It's a retro blue called Juniper Berries. Then I top coated with a durable poly. I then drilled new hardware holes and attached the legs using mounting plates. And just look at this stunner. I love how everything pulled together on this piece. The blue looks amazing with the polished copper pulls. The curve in the hardware mimics the curves in the drawers. And the slanted legs look like they were made for this piece. So I feel like I learn a lesson with every project I do, and on this one it was a pretty expensive lesson. I bought this piece for $75 at a thrift store. The paint cost me $20, the legs were $34, and the hardware sent me back $45. So my all-in cost was $174, almost $200 for this piece. Not to mention the 7 hours of work that it took to get it to where it was. I posted this for $500 on Facebook Marketplace, and I had like 100 inquiries within 10 minutes. Ended up selling it within the hour. So obviously, this piece was way underpriced for my market. After seeing how this turned out, I would not change a thing about the design. I still would invest that $174. Because I love how this turned out. It's beautiful. What I would change is I would post it a lot higher and just wait to find the right buyer. Since then, I've learned that for high quality, highly unique mid-century pieces like this, especially credenzas, you're looking in the range of about $600 to $750 in the Denver market. So just lesson learned. It's an expensive one. Number 2 on the list is this incredible basic Witz credenza that I found at a thrift store the same day that I found the last credenza. I knew what I wanted to do with it from the moment I laid eyes on it. After posting this sweet score on my IG stories, a friend reached out and they wanted to customize it. So I was happy it was going to be going to someone that I knew and loved. Since there was so much damage on the body of the dresser, we decided to paint the box but leave the drawers and the legs wood. I cleaned and patched all the dings using Bondo, sanded down the drawers, then used Danish oil to enhance and protect. I primed the box, then painted using Sherwin-Williams 2021 Color of the Year Urban Bronze. To date, this is one of my very favorite colors. The legs were in pretty great shape, so I just used Restore Finish to give them a quick refresh. And just look at this handsome beast now. Man, that hardware is just so amazing. The drawers cleaned up beautifully. Didn't get very good footage of it, but because the veneer was peeling up so badly, this really wasn't a great candidate for a full restoration. I feel like the moody color that we put on the box really honored the Mad Men vibe that this piece has, and we gave it many more years looking fine as hell and keeping it out of the landfill. This is now in the home of 2 of my dear friends, and I'm so grateful that they let me go with my vision on this one. Coming in at number 3 is this amazing Dixi dresser that I found at a local thrift store. If I can give you one tip, is to make friends with your thrift store employees. The second I walked into the thrift store that day, I saw the guys from the back waving me down because they had just had someone drop off this gorgeous vintage Dixi dresser, and they were like, "We know you're gonna love it." And I was like, "You're right." The wood decals on this dresser are just gorgeous. They're so beautiful. As always, I started by cleaning it from top to bottom, then every single decal down the line had to be glued back down. This is the project where I acquired basically all of the clamps in my workshop, and when I started preaching that you can never have too many clamps. Then I sanded down the drawers, taping them off to prime and paint. After, I used a walnut gel stain on the drawers, then sealed them up using a spray-on polyurethane. I can't believe how beautiful this project turned out. That wood grain is just amazing. and the decals painted in the same color as the box. I really think it tied everything together really nicely. I'm so grateful that in the end it went to one of my Instagram followers who saw it posted one day, and she just fell in love. So I hope you still like it. Coming in at number 5 is an incredible boho dresser I did for a friend. We found this adorable farmhouse style dresser on Facebook Marketplace. She provided me with some reference photos, and then we were off. This thing was in really great shape outside of some drawer damage, so I glued those up. Then I sanded down the drawer fronts and scuff sanded the box. The reference photo she sent me had lovely blonde wood and a deep black box. If we were to just seal the wood as it is right now, it would still have that orangey toned look. So I mixed up a light wash of water and paint and stained the wood. This took away the orange tone of the wood and added dimension as well. Then I painted the box in coal black by Fusion Mineral Paint and sealed everything up using Varathane water-based poly in a satin finish. I love how this dresser turned out. It went from farmhouse to a bold bohemian vibe. Coming in at number 5 is a tall Dixi dresser. This little dresser transformation has my heart. I love it so much. The bottom drawers of this dresser had some chunks missing, so my design had to mask the damage while showcasing the incredible wood grain on the top 2 drawers. After giving it a good clean with a degreaser, I filled all the gouges and dings with Bondo. Then I set to work sanding down the top 2 drawers and the solid wood kick plate. I then applied 2 layers of Danish oil to the top 2 drawers to make that wood pop and to add protection. The kick plate and legs were a different kind of wood than the drawers, so I applied some wood conditioner and a stain to match. I then scuff sanded the box, primed, then sprayed on 2 coats of coal black by Fusion Mineral Paint, and then 2 layers of water-based poly to give a durable finish. And just look at this thing. I cannot believe how this turned out. This is one of my favorite transformations. I think it is just a really striking piece. It looks like it should be in a rock star's house. So I really enjoyed doing this. It was one of those things where I've been learning slowly how to refinish wood, and this is the piece where I felt so comfortable in the process. I didn't have any trepidation anymore, and I was so thrilled to see how beautiful this piece turned out by just following the process. Thank you guys so much for looking back in time with me and following along today. My 5 favorite transformations from 2021. So enjoyable to look back on past projects and to really appreciate how much work, time, and effort goes into every single one. Once again, thank you guys for following along, and I'll see you back here next week for another transformation.